Good evening, everybody. Again, Mr. Moreri. Moreri means teacher in our Oracle language of Cameroon. Again, we're onto our series where we nurture our children with these different types of intelligences. Okay, so today is a home exercise. Okay, we need to help our children from early on, from 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, so that they start expressing themselves like their counterparts in the Western societies. All right. So today is a weekly activities that every home should, you know, should do. Every home, please do this every week so that your children will master some of the things that we'll be talking about today. Okay. So, for example, you ask the child, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your mom. What do you do on the weekends? What does she do on the weekends? For example, if you say, tell me about your mom, the child will go like this. Okay. The child will go like this. This is my mom. She is a doctor. She usually gets up at 6 a.m. and comes home at 8 p.m. She is very busy. On the weekend, she often goes shopping. Sometimes she reads books. She also likes cooking. So we often have a big dinner on Saturdays or Sundays. Something like that. Okay? They could also talk about themselves. Oh, this is me. Or they look at a picture. Oh, I am John. I am Ba. I am Sophia. I usually get up at 8:30 a.m. I usually climb on the shelf and pick a book and read. My dad and mom go shopping. Sometimes I watch TV. Sometimes I do my homework. Something like that. So, but today what we want to see is how kids can go about this and some of the activities that every family in Cameroon or otherwise will be engaging in. All right. So, for example, we will need some of these words always, usually, often, sometimes, or British English, you say often. Then seldom, or you say hardly ever, and never. As you go down here, so the frequency reduces, okay? And then again, we'll be using the simple tense, do, does for the present, did for the past, will for the future, and would for the past future. And remember, we have positive statements, we have negative statements, we have questions. For example, a positive statement will look like this: I eat fufu and eru. A negative sentence will be, I do not eat fufu and eru, right? Then if it is a girl, it is he, she, it, or a singular noun, it will be she eats fufu and eru, she eats koki, he eats koki. Then if you want to ask a question, does she eat cookie? If you are asking, are you, we, they, it will be, do they eat cookie? Do we eat cookie? So things like this. Again, if I say, put this sentence to the negative form, she eats cookie. You cannot put it, she eats cookie. You have to change eats to does it before you can say she does not eat cookie. So these things, they're very, very meaningful. Then for the past, she ate cookie. If I say put it in the negative, it will not. She ate cookie. There's no way you can put it in negative without changing your ate to did eat. Then you can now just simply say she did not eat cookie. Then for will eat for future is very straightforward. There is no contraction. And for past future, there is no contraction. Now, why do we say past future? Now, let me say it in pidgin. Um, you see, when you use will, is the future from now on. So now I say I will eat cookie. Yesterday I said I would eat cookie today. Yeah. Yesterday I be talk say I go chop cookie today. So you cannot say, yesterday I said I will eat cookie today. That's bad English. You say, yesterday I said I would eat cookie today. Today I say, or now I say I will. So will is the future from now, and would is the future if you have two time slots in the past. For example, let me just give a pure example. 2025, 2024. So in 2024, I said I would travel in 2025. Okay, so these 2 times are all in the past. So 2025 is the future of 2024. So we say past future. So you can actually stay in the past and you talk about the future from that past. So you say, I said I would do anything. Okay. Then now let's move on now to how to put this into practice. Okay. And let's see some of the activities that we'll ask our children to do. Okay, let's go. Okay, wash pan is do the dishes. Okay, so I do the dishes. She does the dishes. She always do the dishes. I draw pictures. She always draws pictures. I clear the table. She clears the table. I take pictures. She takes pictures. I make the bed. He makes the bed. I sweep the floor. She sweeps the floor. I wash the clothes. She washes the clothes. I fold laundry. She folds laundry. I vacuum the room. She vacuums the room. I clean the bathroom. She cleans the bathroom. I wipe the sink. She wipes the sink. So always teach the kids from early on when to use S after a verb. She wipes, he wipes, it wipes. My mom wipes the floor. My dad and mom wipe the floor without S. Okay, so practice this. And you know, kids, they take exams and sometimes they just memorize it during the exam. But if you get them to speak often during the weekends with the family, it will go easier. Okay, she cooks breakfast. I cook breakfast. Mom cooks breakfast, cooks dinner. I boil water. I prepare sandwiches. I set the table. I wash the dishes. I take out the trash. I recycle the bottles. I feed the pets. I walk the dog. I water the plants. I clean the windows. I tidy the room. They tidy the room. They organize their desk. I organize my desk. You organize your desk. She organizes her desk. I dust the shelf and I change the sheets. Mom changes the sheets. I shower, she shower. We can always add, I always shower. I usually shower. I often shower. She often showers with S, okay? Stress that when kids are as young as 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've taught kids of all ages. And I met a little girl, Lena. She's so good. She's 3 years old in Cameroon. She's so good with her S's, okay? And that's really impressive. So in the exam, she will not, be memorizing things. She will just do it the way she says it. Okay. Okay. I sleep early. I take a nap. She takes a nap. She usually takes a nap. Even when you add your usually, you have to still maintain the S after take. I call your family. You call my family. I text my friends. You text your friends. I shop for groceries. I cook a meal. You cook a meal. She cooks a meal. I do the laundry. She does the laundry. I go to the park. You go to the park. I ride bikes. I usually ride bikes. She usually rides bikes. I swim in the pool. She swims in the pool. Okay, like that. I exercise every morning. She exercises every morning. I run in the morning. She runs in the morning. He runs in the morning. I stretch my body. She stretches her body. You stretch your body. I drink water. She drinks water. I eat breakfast. She eats breakfast. I eat lunch. They eat lunch. She eats lunch. I eat dinner. They eat dinner. I make coffee. I drink coffee. I rest and relax. She rests and relaxes. Okay, there we go. We got more. We got more. Let's see. We have more. Do we have more here? Okay. I do homework. She does homework. Okay. I usually do my homework. She usually does her homework. I practice music. She practices music. I play video games. She plays video games. I watch TV. He watches TV. I check your phone. I check my phone. Oh, don't check my phone. I check your phone. Oh, no, 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 no. I check my phone. You check your phone. I send emails. They send emails like that. Okay. You can pause the video. And if I'm too fast, you pause the video and you can go slowly. Okay. Let's go. Take the last one. I brush my teeth. You brush your teeth. But if you need help, I can brush your teeth. She brushes her teeth. He brushes his teeth. I wash my face. You wash your face. She washes her face. I get dressed. She gets dressed. I comb my hair. You comb your hair. She combs her hair. I take a shower. She takes a shower. I go to work. You go to work. Work, not walk. Walk is walking with your legs. This one is work. O-R after W is They sound like in girl. Work. I go to work. You go to work. Word, not word, like Nigerians say. I'm sorry. She goes to school. I go to school. I study English. She studies English. I study math. They study math. I read a book. She reads a book. She usually read a book. She often read a book. She often American English will go with often, British English often. Usually, I seldom, I hardly ever read a book. I hardly ever read a book. I seldom read a book. I write in a notebook. She writes in a notebook. But again, let the kids stress their S's, okay? Their S's. Okay, are we done? Are we done? Yeah, these are some of the tools. We have our online library at kidsa2z.com and ixl.com. We have our homeschool programming apps, Scratch Junior app, scratch.mit.edu, PictoBlocks, and learn to code w3schools.com. These are resources, okay? And you can reach us again, 681-446572, 681-446572 on WhatsApp. So you can join our online classes where we mentor both parents and children, families. Again, this is a revolution. We want our kids to have a fighting chance. They spend a lot of time not practicing what they ought to be practicing, and that is the language that they use for their survival, the English language. As again, it dominates the French language because we do programming, technology, AI, all these things are done in the English language, okay? So good luck and reach us at Moreri Enterprises. This is Mr. Moreri. I bid you adieu. If I'm too fast, pause the video and go slowly at your pace. Goodbye.